Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of the most overloaded vehicles you have never seen before. You know, the ones that make you slam on the brakes, point and yell, "Did you see that?" We're talking about physics-defying feats, gravity-mocking contraptions, and sheer unadulterated chaos on wheels, and sometimes on water. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth are we dedicating an entire video to overloaded vehicles? Well, my friends, it's because they represent the very essence of human ingenuity, desperation, and sometimes sheer stupidity. It's a delicate dance between necessity and madness. These overloaded vehicles are a testament to the lengths people will go to in order to transport their goods, no matter how impractical or dangerous it may seem. You see a truck piled high with hay bales, and you can't help but wonder, how did they get that last one on? It's almost like a game of Tetris, but with real-world consequences. Or a tiny car stuffed to the gills with luggage and you think, there's no way that thing's going to make it up a hill. The sheer audacity of it all is both amusing and terrifying, but somehow, they often do. Against all odds, these vehicles manage to defy gravity and common sense. And that's the beauty of it all. It's a celebration of human perseverance and creativity. It's a testament to the human spirit, to our ability to find a way, even when it seems utterly impossible. We improvise, adapt, and overcome. Of course, it's also a recipe for disaster. The line between brilliance and catastrophe is razor thin. Overloaded vehicles are accidents waiting to happen. The risks are high and the consequences can be severe. But hey, that's all part of the fun, isn't it? The absurdity of it all makes for some great stories and unforgettable moments. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed, amused, and perhaps even a little bit terrified as we explore the world of the most overloaded vehicles you've ever seen. From the ingenious to the downright reckless, this is a journey you won't want to miss. Let's start with a classic, the overloaded truck. These trucks are a common sight in many parts of the world, especially in rural areas where regulations are more relaxed. Now, I'm not talking about your average lorry here. Those are built for efficiency and safety, adhering to strict guidelines. I'm talking about the kind of truck you might find in the middle of nowhere, hauling a load of hay bales that looks like it could topple over at any second. These trucks are often the lifeline for farmers, transporting essential goods across vast distances. You see, in the countryside there's a saying, if you can't fit it in the truck, you're not trying hard enough. This mindset is born out of necessity and a bit of ingenuity. And believe me, these farmers, they try. They push the limits of what their vehicles can handle, often defying the odds. They stack those hay bales higher than a giraffe's eye, using nothing but twine and a prayer. It's a delicate balance of skill and hope. And the best part? They usually manage to get away with it. Despite the precarious loads, these trucks often reach their destinations without incident. Those trucks might be groaning under the weight, but they keep on trucking. The resilience of these vehicles is truly remarkable. Of course, it helps that they're usually driving at about 10 miles an hour. This slow pace ensures that the load remains stable and reduces the risk of accidents. But still, you've got to admire their tenacity. These drivers are determined to get their cargo where it needs to go, no matter the challenges. They're like the cowboys of the asphalt, wrangling those hay bales like they're bucking broncos. Their skill and determination are truly something to behold. Now, if you thought overloaded trucks were impressive, wait till you see what people can cram into a tiny little car. It's almost like a magic trick, but instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, they're pulling out an entire household. We're talking about families of 6, their luggage and enough camping gear to survive an apocalypse, all squeezed into a vehicle the size of a shoebox. It's a marvel of human ingenuity and perhaps a bit of madness. It's like a game of Tetris, but with real-world consequences. Every inch of space is utilized, every gap filled with something essential, or at least something they think is essential. One wrong move and that precariously balanced suitcase could come crashing down, burying the poor sap in the back seat alive. It's a delicate balance, a high-stakes game of packing. And don't even get me started on the suspension. These cars are not built for this kind of load, and you can see it in every strained spring and creaking joint. These cars are riding lower than a snake in a ditch, their tires screaming for mercy with every bump in the road. It's a wonder they don't just give up and collapse, but somehow, they manage to keep going. Through sheer determination or perhaps a bit of luck, they keep moving forward, mile after mile. It's a testament to the power of human will, or perhaps just sheer stubbornness. They refuse to be defeated by the limitations of their vehicle. Whatever it is, you've got to give them credit for trying. It's a display of resilience, creativity, and a never-give-up attitude that is truly inspiring. Chapter 4: Two Wheels, Too Many People, the Family Motorcycle Circus. Now, for a truly terrifying spectacle, let's talk about families on motorcycles. Yes, you heard me right. In some parts of the world, it's not uncommon to see an entire family of 4, 5, even 6 people perched precariously on a single motorcycle. You've got the dad steering, the mom holding a baby, a couple of kids sandwiched in between, and maybe even a chicken tied to the handlebars for good measure. It's like a circus act on wheels. Except instead of clowns and elephants, you've got exhaust fumes and the very real possibility of a nasty accident. But hey, who needs a minivan when you've got a trusty motorcycle, right? It's cheap, it's efficient, and it's guaranteed to give you a heart attack every time you see it. Chapter 5: Market Mayhem, Bicycles that Defy Gravity. Next up, we have the humble bicycle, transformed from a mode of personal transport into a two-wheeled beast of burden. In bustling markets around the world, bicycles are used to haul everything from fruits and vegetables to livestock and furniture. You'll see these cycling entrepreneurs weaving through crowds, their bikes laden with goods piled so high they block out the sun. It's a delicate balancing act, a symphony of wobbling wheels and near misses. And you know what the best part is? They never seem to break a sweat. These guys are like the ninjas of the cycling world, navigating chaotic streets with grace and expertise. Chapter 6: The Bus Ride from Hell Where Personal Space Goes to Die. Now, if you're claustrophobic, you might want to skip this next part. We're talking about overloaded buses, those metal sardine cans on wheels where personal space goes to die. In some parts of the world, cramming as many people as possible onto a bus isn't just common, it's an art form. You'll see people hanging out of windows, clinging to the roof, even riding on the bumpers. It's a symphony of body odor, crushed limbs, and the constant fear that the whole rickety contraption might just burst at the seams. But hey, at least you'll have a story to tell, right? Assuming you survived the journey, that is. From the roads, we move to the high seas where overloaded cargo ships ply the waves like floating mountains of junk. These behemoths are loaded to the gills with shipping containers, their decks barely above water. One rogue wave, one miscalculation, and it's all over. The ship could capsize, spilling its contents into the ocean and creating an environmental disaster of epic proportions. But hey, who needs marine life when you've got cheap consumer goods, right? It's a risk these shipping companies are willing to take, all in the name of profit. Chapter 8: Farmyard Follies, Tractors and Trailers Gone Wild. Back on dry land, we have the trusty tractor, a workhorse of the agricultural world. But even these sturdy machines can be pushed to their limits when it comes to hauling heavy loads. Picture this: a tractor, barely bigger than a cow, pulling a trailer piled high with hay bales, logs, or whatever else needs transporting. The trailer is groaning, the tractor is wheezing, and the driver is praying that he doesn't end up in a ditch. It's a scene straight out of a slapstick comedy, except the stakes are much higher. One wrong move and that overloaded trailer could jackknife, sending the tractor careening off the road. Chapter 9: Moving Day. Mayhem, Furniture Vans on the Edge. Moving day is stressful enough without having to worry about your belongings tumbling out of the back of a moving van. But that's the reality for many people who rely on these overloaded vehicles to transport their worldly possessions. You'll see these vans packed to the brim with furniture, boxes, and appliances, looking like they're about to explode. The doors are bulging, the suspension is shot, and the driver is sweating bullets as he navigates tight corners and speed bumps. It's a logistical nightmare, a testament to the human capacity for hoarding and the sheer volume of stuff we accumulate over a lifetime. Chapter 10: Rickshaw, Roulette, Pedal-Powered Precariousness. And finally, we come to the rickshaw, a symbol of human endurance, and the lengths people will go to make a living. In many parts of the world, these pedal-powered vehicles are used to transport everything from people to livestock to building materials. You'll see bodies honed from years of hard labor, pedaling furiously as they haul loads that would make a donkey balk. It's a testament to their strength, their determination, and perhaps their desperation for disaster. Overloaded rickshaws are accidents waiting to happen, their flimsy frames and narrow tires ill-equipped to handle such heavy loads. Outro Overload, a celebration of human ingenuity and stupidity. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, next time you see an overloaded vehicle, don't just gawk in amazement. Take a moment to appreciate the delicate balance of ingenuity, desperation, and sheer lunacy that went into creating such a spectacle. It's a testament to the human spirit, a reminder that even in a world obsessed with efficiency and safety, there's still room for a little bit of chaos. See you next time.